If you thought I was done reacting to basketball videos, you're wrong. Here's a Jimmy High Roller video. I have a basketball channel. Check it out.
You know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. In fact, far from it. Most days, I'd say I probably fall somewhere between competent and incoherent. But despite my painfully average intelligence, I am still smart enough to know at least one thing is for certain. I am not better at basketball than an NBA player. Any of them. Literally nothing I can do with a basketball in my hands is up to par with a single player in the NBA. But this isn't breaking news. By now,
some of y'all need to know that. Feel me? I ain't gonna say no names, but some of y'all need to know that.
we all know this. Except this guy. This is Anthony Miracola, and he claims to be the best shooter in the entire world. And it's a self-proclaimed title that he has earned by breaking several basketball shooting world records. Anthony's good, really good. But to find out the harrowing truth that he is not better than an NBA player, he got invited onto national television to have a shootout against an NBA player. The outcome of this shootout? Worse than you could imagine.
Oh, shit.
Do you think you are the greatest pure shooter of all time? Just straight shooting?
Yes.
Ever? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, shit. What's about to go down?
Today's video is sponsored by Draft. That's
got
a
me.
bet, lose,
You got me.
bonus book.
Devin Booker, the young cat from Phoenix.
In 2018, Devin Booker set a three-point contest record with a score of 28 in the final round of the contest, taking home the trophy with his name forever etched into NBA history. A performance where he hit 80% of his shots, only missing 5 out of 25. Under this format, where the highest score possible is 34, Booker put on a three-point clinic that even shooters like Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson couldn't keep up with. And 4 years later, he still holds this incredible three-point shooting record.
Okay,
Until the greatest shooter alive, Anthony Miracola, broke it in 2022 with a score of 31. At last year's three-point open high-stakes contest in Pennsylvania, Anthony put on one of the most absurd displays of shooting you'll ever see, winning the contest and taking home a $100,000 cash prize. Look at this. The man doesn't miss. I mean, Anthony did have an extra 10 seconds compared to the NBA contestants, and he was shooting from the college three-point line, which is 2 feet closer, and he had 9 warm-up shots before beginning this record-breaking round. And, well, of course, this performance didn't take place in an NBA three-point contest. But a record is a record, and as the world's best shooter, Anthony's got a lot of them. Over the last decade, Anthony has been slowly taking down nearly every basketball shooting record available, and possibly some that are not. Most three-pointers made in a minute? 31. Most three-pointers made in 3 minutes? 93. Most free throws made in 1 minute? 67. That's more than a free throw made per second. I mean, at a rate like that, you must have some crazy contraption helping you get the balls back or something.
Yeah.
Most free throws made in 3 minutes? 201, beating the old record by a very modest 101. And he doesn't plan on stopping until every shooting record is his. His most recent world record on the books? Most free throws made while standing on one leg. But with all of this fame and glory as the world's greatest shooter comes a lot of challengers. People who doubt your claims, want to take your spot as the top dog, refute your records and say, well, I mean, how many people have even attempted shooting free throws on one leg? But that's neither here nor there. And this hasn't stopped Anthony from taking down the competition and taking down records along the way. Until he showed up. Former NBA player and now NBA analyst, Kenny Smith. See, back in the 90s, Kenny Smith was one of the NBA's premier sharpshooters. And as one of the best among the best, there is a massive void between him and some regular Joe when it comes to shooting a basketball. And throughout the years, Kenny has challenged other former NBA players to a three-point shootout to test their skills and win bragging rights on live national television. No warm-ups, no do-overs. He went toe-to-toe with, at the time, the greatest shooter of all time, Reggie Miller, and was one shot away from beating him. He challenged former NBA sharpshooter Danny Ainge to a three-point shootout and walked him like a dog while clearing the last rack and staring him down as the last ball went through the net. He challenged former flamethrower Michael Redd at the ripe age of 49 and beat him as well. Kenny even went as far as challenging Jason Terry, one of the greatest long-range shooters ever, to a three-point shootout for the rights to the nickname The Jet. Does anyone want to take a wild guess at who won?
Yeah, but
You better come back over here. You better come back over here. You better come back over here. Okay. Come back over here. Shoot him here. You better come back over here. I'm the Jet in here. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? What's my name, Chuck? Another one, Hal. Chuck, what's my name? Kenny.
man, they shoot it for real.
Smith. What's my name? What's my name? What's my name? What's my name?
This is not a man you want to mess with. Because no matter how many years go by, no matter how knocked those knees get, once an NBA player, always an NBA player. And Anthony Miracola had to learn this the hard way. It's been a few years since Anthony Miracola began his record-breaking mission. He's already a world record holder and the greatest shooter on the planet. So the crew over at NBA on TNT with Shaq, Charles, Ernie, and Kenny invite him onto the show to do a segment talking about his success. The crew is excited to have him on and hear his story. But lurking 5 feet to his left is Kenny Smith, who has identified his next victim. As a fun little gimmick, the crew has 10-year-old phenom Landon Spicer go toe-to-toe with Shaquille O'Neal in a free throw competition. The kid is a machine. He knocks down his shots. And to absolutely no one's surprise, Shaq does not. The kid is eating it up. He loves it.
Amazingly enough, you've beaten Shaq in a free throw contest.
That's crazy.
That's funny, Chuck.
But the real show is about to begin. Ernie proposes a shootout between the greatest shooter in the world versus 54-year-old Kenny the Real Jet Smith. Kenny couldn't say yes fast enough. He just watched this man set a world record and sink 31 three-pointers in a minute, and he's chomping at the bit to face him. Right from the jump, Anthony is getting put through the ringer, and he hasn't even taken a single shot. They ask him where he'd like to shoot from. He says the free throw line. They say they're not doing that.
You picked the spot. He the guest.
This right here?
It don't matter. Big man. Oh, we don't. That's
No, we're not shooting.
Want to shoot right here?
He's shooting threes.
Threes from out here.
NBA threes.
Oh, it's hard to argue.
You're done, buddy.
NBA three-point line it is. Anthony's already feeling the pressure. The studio's court has a low roof line. It's gonna mess up his shot. He makes a small remark about this, but the crew ain't going for it.
Damn, they said we don't give a fuck.
Hey, listen, stop making excuses.
Yeah, we don't want
I was shooting around. I almost hit the ceiling. a few
Wait,
times.
he's shooting the same jam you are.
Like a pack of hyenas, the crew is circling. Barkley's yelling at the poor guy. Shaq is right behind him, repeating everything Charles is saying. A 7-foot echoing monolith, just menacingly standing there. And it's at this moment, Anthony begins to realize what he's gotten himself into. But being the gracious host that he is, Kenny allows Anthony to go first.
Yeah, first of three.
You going?
No, it's your welcome.
Just shoot.
Because if I make the first one, I won't put too much pressure on.
Okay.
All right, there you go. All right, there it is. See?
That's off by
If I make
mile.
that first one.
It's a miss. We are one attempt into this competition, and Charles Barkley has already seen enough. Anthony asks for the ball, and Charles just stares at him. Have you ever, in your life, seen someone so unamused? Meanwhile, Kenny Smith is taking off his jacket to prepare to lay that NBA caliber beatdown.
I'm going to take it off, Shaq.
Both of us ain't gonna lose today.
Shirt. Actually, it's the shirt. It's the shirt that's tight.
Oh!
It's the shirt that's tight, Ernie.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying, Ernie?
You
You
should
know
have
what
came
I'm saying?
prepared.
Oh, this is the shirt that's tight, Ernie.
Oh.
It's the first. It's the shirt that's tight.
you.
But it's the form that's never tight. The form ain't never tight, Ernie. Turn ain't never tight.
Oh no. In dress shoes and slacks, Kenny went into the shootout completely cold, but he's already heating up. And our friend Anthony is 0 for 2. Now, I want to take this moment to remind everyone out there about a quote a wise man once said. I am closer to LeBron than you are to me. Famous words uttered by none other than Brian Scalabrine. For 11 seasons, Brian spent his time in the NBA as the league's resident scrub, averaged 3 points a game, didn't see the court on many nights. In fact, in 2012, while LeBron was in his prime and nearly led the league in scoring, Brian was putting up a whopping 1 point per game. About as far away from LeBron as a player in the NBA is going to get. And yet, despite this, Brian was acutely aware of the fact that even with this massive void, as an NBA player, he was still worlds closer to LeBron than we are to him. One of the worst, but still an NBA player. At the time of this shootout, Kenny Smith had been retired for over 2 decades. He spent his days in a chair talking about the game, not playing it, but he is still a former NBA player, and the gap between him and Anthony was insurmountable.
All right, there it is. See?
That's off by
I'll make that first one. Oh, I might have to take this off. I might have to take this off. I might have to take it off, Shaq.
Oh, I got it.
I might have to take it off, Shaq. Oh, I'm going to take it off, Shaq.
Both of us ain't going to lose today.
Shirt. Actually, it's the shirt. It's the shirt that's tight. Oh! It's the shirt that's tight,
They got this to a science.
You know what I'm saying?
It's mathematics for them, man.
It's tight, Ernie. It's the first thing. It's the shirt that's tight.
It's easy for them.
But it's the form that's never tight.
Oh, yeah,
the form ain't never tight, Ernie. Turn right now.
Yeah, you alive, Bernie.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go home. Let's go home.
What was supposed to be Anthony's time to show everyone what the best shooter in the world can do turned into 90 seconds of badgering, yelling, excuses, and 2 missed shots. The poor guy didn't even get a third one. Kenny went 3 for 3, and it was over. Where's that 20-foot assembly-required shooting contraption when you need it? His moment came, and it went. The crew does their best to make Anthony feel better, but the damage is already done.
Yeah, he's done for it.
Holds 7 basketball shooting world records.
That's
in terms
tough,
of
man.
us average Joes, he can shoot the rock better than just about anyone. He's hit 31 3-pointers in a single minute. He's made over 200 free throws in 3 minutes. But on this day, Anthony finally learned the haunting truth that we all have to come to terms with eventually.
Hey, it's just a different game,
he is
man.
still not better than an NBA player, even when they're 54, decades into retirement, and wearing a suit.
W video from Jimmy. Click the link in the description to watch the original video. The NBA is the NBA for a reason. You feel me? The best of the best are the best of the best for a reason. You feel me? They're at the top for a reason. Even if they're at the bottom of the top, their bottom is not, you know what I'm saying? Is not even comparable to you, the average Joe. Like the video if you like the video. Hit that subscribe button and enjoy your day.
Shit. I'm the one calling the shots. I don't get stuck in the box. Feel like I've been through a lot, holding it down like it's tied to a rock. Everybody all talk, they ain't walking that walk. Learned it all on my own. Everything's self-taught. Headshot with the stainless. Blow their mind, now they brainless. Dreams of being on stages. Damn, the shit's outrageous. I can see all of the changes. Everything coming in phases. Last year I was nameless. This year I'm finna be famous.